you've been listening to this podcast for any amount of time, and if you've listened to any of the interviews particularly, then I'm hoping that we've inspired you in your own life. I'm hoping that you've heard a story that either reminds you of something in your own life or reminds you of your own power and your own connection with yourself and where you want to go next. And I'm saying that because I've been working on something new that I've been playing with. It's been a membership for a while, but it's been a free space. It's been a free membership that you can join called Intuitive Creators Academy and Collective. And you may have noticed it in the show notes, and you may have already even joined it already. But something has changed, and I'm really excited to share more about that with you. The space has become extra intentional, and it's truly inspired by this show and all of my lovely guests that I've had on this show and my own experience in my life where I've shifted and needed to shift again in my most recent past, if you will. And I really wanted to create something like a program that can serve you so that you can have your next shift and maybe even come on the show to share your story. So keep listening if you're interested in hearing what I've created for you.
It all begins by understanding the mind.
I want to be happy now. I don't care about the future. I want to be happy right now.
You are not alone. You are never, ever, ever alone in this.
It's helped my voice grow and given me freedom to be creative on my own.
I'm Christina Barcy. Welcome to Be Bold, Begin, a podcast dedicated to you, the creative, the healer, and the innovator. The topics and conversations we have here are designed to help you discover what might be getting in your way and offer you tools, techniques, and guidance to move through them.
I live in the imposter's body more than I live in my own body. I don't have to feel like I don't deserve this.
This is where creativity and healing intersect.
If you decide to be bold and begin, you have the opportunity to feel humbled and empowered. I totally believe that.
I'm a certified Kaizen-Must Creativity Coach, a certified Reiki energy healer, and an entrepreneur, artist, and presenter. I will share with you my experiences, my proven tools and techniques that helped me and my clients and loved ones shift and expand in the areas they most desired. This is a gentle and open space where you will hear how others are being bold to encourage you to begin your own journey or expand the one you're on. This is Be Bold Begin. Hi, so there's something that I want to share with you. I want to talk to you about the fact that everything that I'm sharing in this new membership is based on me digging myself out of my own hole, because starting a business was a little crazy and then a whole bunch of shit happened. I got 2 concussions in 2019, then 2020 happened, and then 2020 kept happening for 2 more years, right? We were all there for that. And now we're coming out of it, and there's a whole bunch of other crap happening. There's a bunch of layoffs. A lot of my friends lost their jobs more than once. It's insane. There's so much going on around us circumstantially that for me, my response, especially during 2019 for me, that's when I had my concussions, was to go into my default mode, which was to abandon everything that I had learned about how to do things from a place of ease and how to do things from my intuition and how to listen to my own voice. And it was all about just getting through the day. And it was all about just hustling and making it happen, just trying to make it happen. And I learned so much by doing it that way. And the things that I learned were mainly this. One, it does work. You can make it happen that way. But the second thing I learned was that it's not sustainable. It's completely not sustainable to do things that way long term if you want them to be successful. And if you want to be successful, So this doesn't only apply to business. This applies to anything that you want to do, whether it be a creative project or just something in your life in general, or your life in general. When we approach things that we want from this energy of making it happen, hustle, hustle, what can I do? Where do I need to go? What do I need to bring in? Who do I need to become? All of that doesn't actually serve us in a way that is from a place of flow, that is a place that will bring us sort of feelings and experiences of success and fulfillment. It ends up clouding our thinking. We get burnt out and we don't feel great at the end of that experience. If it ends, when we're burnt out, it starts to end. That's what burnout is. It's when you're already on the other side of that fizzle, right? But sometimes we're burnt out and we just keep going. We just keep pushing ourselves because we know how to push ourselves. But what if we didn't have to do it that way? And the reality is that we actually don't. You still have to do things and create a lot of action steps towards the things that you want to bring into your life, the experiences you want to bring into your life. But the energy comes from a different place. The sourcing of the energy can come from a place of ease and can come from a place of intuitive wisdom. That's a huge difference than pushing and hustling and doing things outside of what I call my circle of ease. I just did a presentation on that. And if you want to know more about that, I'll share it with you, or you'll learn more about it if you join my membership. But what I'm sharing with you is that I wanted to create a program. If you're someone who lost your industry and discovered a new passion during this time and discovered something different about yourself, and maybe wanting to connect with that part of yourself, that part that maybe has a bigger purpose than, working a job and then coming home and doing what you do like. Maybe you want to spend more time liking more of what you do in your day. Maybe you just want it to have more intention, more purpose. Maybe you want to get connected with the answers to what that is and how to start that journey. Maybe maybe you're someone who got laid off recently. I have a lot of friends who are experiencing that right now. And you want to approach this next step differently. Maybe you are seeing this happen to a lot of your friends too. So you're like, okay, this is happening. Now, what am I going to do next? How can I do it differently? Maybe you're wanting a little bit more control over your next steps and your path. And the way that we do that is by connecting with ourselves. It truly is an inner-outer operation. And when we want to feel good, it all has to come from inside. It's just like any other relationship. We have to spend time cultivating it. And spending time cultivating a relationship with yourself, which is where your intuition comes in, because this is an intuitive attunement process that I'm offering. When you do that with yourself, that radiates out, and the experience you have internally starts to appear in the way that you experience the outside world too. So the things around you will start to look and feel the way you most desire them to. And not all at once. That's overwhelming. You don't actually want that. You might think you want that, but you don't, because it is overwhelming. And sometimes you don't know what to do with all of that change. So we want to do this gently and step by step. So what I've created is I'm taking all the tools I learned from being a Kaizen-Must Creativity Coach, and there's amazing tools from Kaizen and from being from creativity and being an artist, and also just creativity as part of my coaching certification. There's so many tools I can share with you there that help with our beliefs, our mindset, our confidence, and our intuitive connection. That's where I first learned how to connect with my intuitive self. And then there's a bunch of tools you can apply and different things you can try, and it's different for everyone. So that is what I'm creating, a pathway for you to decide, because that's part of intuition, is knowing which choice is for you. So you've got to have a few different choices with structure and guidance. That is what I'm creating. The other part that I feel is really unique and special, that is brand new, that I am creating, that is my addendum to this program outside of, building the structure and everything, but in addition to my creativity coaching certification from Kaizen and all of that, and small steps and all that good stuff. This gets integrated in, and I'm calling it the 7 gateway pillars. And these are entry points that you can mix up and try. And the goal is to literally have easy access to them. So it's things like nature, it's things like creativity, it's things like movement, and there's 7 of them. So you start slow, so you can just explore them at first. And what they do is they guide you. They do guide you, but they innately open up these things that we want in our lives, like presence, flow, abundance, joy, gratitude, and trust. And when I say trust, I mean self-trust. So that is really where you want to land, is really, really deep trust with yourself. That's how you get clarity. That's how you know what kind of decisions to make. That's when you stop taking detours, or as many detours, I should say. That's when you know how to meet the difficult circumstances with grace. And that's where your confidence comes from. So trust is a big one, but we can get all of these things working together through some of these access points that I'm calling the 7 gateway pillars. So meditation is one of them. We have a meditation practice every Monday inside of the group. Divinity tools, if you're into that, you may not be, and that's okay. You don't have to do them all. You do whatever your intuition feels excited to do. Like maybe you really need to just move your body a little bit more often, and that feels really good. And that will get you into presence, flow. It can have a joyful thing. You can add a gratitude practice to that. You can start to tap into abundance that way as well, because it'll shift your endorphins when we move. Journaling and writing, that's one that I do kind of insist on. Creativity and fun. So often to have fun, we have to be kind of creative. So I put those together as one thing. But when you're being creative, that's an action. And that puts you in the moment. When you're being creative, you're in flow. And when you're in flow, that brings abundance. And when you're having fun, that's joy. And so when you do creativity, you start to trust yourself. So do you see how all of this starts to fit together? I spent a lot of time figuring out what these are. If we want to go deeper, they even connect to like the different chakra energies and stuff like that. But those are for my deep divers who want to go in that direction with me. But you don't have to. That's the beauty of it. Anyone can move more. Anyone can decide to draw a little or do some kind of creative thing, or just do something that you feel is fun. Not every one of us connects with creativity, but you probably connect or should connect with something that feels fun to you, right? So the access points are easy, and we just have to start thinking about it that way instead of feeling like things are hard, because I'm an expert at making things harder than they are, more complicated than they are, and getting in my own way. So this came out of me working through my own shit and then wanting to put a structure together and a container to hold space for others who are needing something like this. And I'm hoping you're one of those people that wants to join me on this beginning part of the journey, because we're just starting. And there's 5 phases to choose from. And you just decide where you think you're at, because I don't know how much work you've already done with yourself. So not everyone is starting in the same place. But because we're building this together, I am only launching really the first 2 phases, but those are such big phases that they're very foundational that I think that'll be safe to get started there. And I'll be sprinkling content in the other categories too. But the goal is to base the teachings that I create, that I put in the membership as we go, to base them on what you need. So there's structure, and there'll be categories. So it'll be all organized when you join. And then from there, really based on where you're at and what you're choosing, I can build curriculum for you. So that's the beauty of it, is that you're getting in on the ground level as a founding member. The price you pay now will stay that price for you as long as you stay enrolled. And if we up the price, you'll keep your original price. So that's the beauty of joining now too, and truly getting a curated experience And there'll be check-ins. There'll be ways to know when it might be time to move forward in the process. And it's something that I've been working on really hard, and I'm really excited about it. And I hope that you join me there. There'll be Q&A opportunities to, ask your questions, or when you get hung up, or when you might be experiencing a block, because that stuff happens. And that is the process, is to try to get out of our own ways and unblock ourselves. It's very hard to see our own blind spots. So this is like a container for that, but also really getting connected with that voice inside of you, that navigation tool that you were born with, that already knows what you really, really want, and that already knows what you can do to get that, to experience that, and to bring that into your own life, and then into the life of those that you care about or want to, uplift. And if you're like me, you want to like help people and do stuff like that. And if not, and if it's just the experience of your own that you really want to shift, so that you approach things differently from a place of fulfillment, and so you can feel successful, and so that you really get to be the decision maker in your own life, not the circumstances in your life, but you, that is a insane game changer. Everything will start to change for you when we start stepping into that kind of energy, I promise. And staying in practice really helps to keep us there. Circumstances will happen like they did to me, but it really gave me this gift of being able to take a step back and figure out how I can come back to myself, and then how I can help others do that for themselves. So we wouldn't be here without it. And I'm grateful for that. So I hope I see you inside of the brand new, newly structured Intuitive Creators Academy and Collective. We hope that these episodes inspire and empower you to take your next steps in your own intuitive journey towards a life or business that feels clear, authentic, and aligned. And if you're ready for more tools and guidance like courses and free events, then I'd love to invite you to my new Intuitive Creators Academy and Collective. It's free to join. Just follow the link in the show notes, and remember to DM me once you get there to receive a special gift for being a listener of People Begin. I'll look forward to seeing you there.